Why God sent you a cat. The hidden spiritual meaning. You know that feeling when your cat enters the room and something shifts? The air becomes softer. Your breathing slows. The weight you've been carrying suddenly feels lighter. What if I told you that's not coincidence? That's divine intervention in its gentlest form. Today, we're unveiling something extraordinary. The hidden spiritual mission behind why your cat came into your life, and why it happened exactly when it did. If you enjoy meaningful stories and spiritual insights about cats, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. The silent ways. Cats heal the human spirit. There's a moment that happens between a human and a cat that defies explanation. You're sitting alone, perhaps after a difficult day, wrapped in thoughts that won't quiet down. Then, without being called, your cat appears. Not with fanfare or demanding attention, just presence. They settle beside you or on you, and suddenly the storm inside begins to calm. This isn't training, this isn't coincidence. This is something far more profound. Have you ever wondered why your cat chose that exact moment to come to you? Or why they appeared in your life during a chapter when everything felt uncertain? I want you to pause right now and think about when your cat first arrived. What was happening in your world? What were you struggling with? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one, and I promise to respond because your connection with your cat is sacred and deserves to be witnessed. Cats are masters of something we humans have forgotten, the art of simply being. While we race through our days, drowning in yesterday's regrets and tomorrow's worries, cats anchor themselves completely in the present moment. They don't pretend to be present. They are present. And when we're near them, when we stroke their fur or hear that gentle purr, they pull us into that same sacred space. The ancient Egyptians understood this. They didn't worship cats out of superstition. They recognized them as spiritual guardians, beings capable of perceiving what human eyes cannot see. In Japanese culture, cats are believed to bring good fortune not because of myth, but because of the peaceful energy they cultivate wherever they rest. Celtic traditions spoke of cats as protectors of the threshold between worlds, creatures who walk between the seen and unseen with equal grace. But here's what science has discovered that makes this even more beautiful. When a cat purrs, they produce vibrations between 25 and 150 hertz. This specific frequency range has been shown to promote healing in bones, reduce pain, and lower stress hormones in humans. Your cat isn't just comforting you, they're literally healing you at a cellular level. Every purr is medicine. Every soft rumble against your chest is therapy that no prescription can match. Think about the times your cat has appeared out of nowhere when anxiety gripped your throat. The nights they've slept pressed against your heart when grief made breathing difficult. The mornings they've stared into your eyes as if saying, "I see you, you're not alone." These aren't random behaviors. They're responses to energy only they can perceive. Cats sense things we've learned to ignore. They feel the shift in a room before we consciously recognize it. They detect changes in our electromagnetic field, our breathing patterns, our emotional frequency. When your cat suddenly sits beside you during a moment of inner turmoil, they're not seeking warmth, they're offering theirs. They're performing their sacred duty as guardians of your peace. I've heard countless stories from people who say their cat arrived during the darkest period of their lives. A woman who found a stray kitten the week her marriage ended. A man whose cat appeared at his door 3 days after he lost his job. A young person who adopted their feline friend during a battle with depression and swears that cats saved their life. These aren't coincidences. They're orchestrations of something far more loving and intelligent than chance. Your cat didn't need you. Let that sink in. Cats are independent, self-sufficient creatures who've survived for millennia without humans. Yet your cat chose you. Or perhaps, and consider this carefully, you were chosen for your cat. What if the universe, God, The divine intelligence that orchestrates autumn leaves and ocean tides looked at your life and said, they need a teacher, they need an anchor, they need a reminder of peace. And then placed a cat in your path. Watch your cat right now if they're near you. Notice how they breathe, slowly, deeply, without effort. Notice how they can rest without guilt, exist without apology, love without condition. They're not trying to teach you these things. They're simply being themselves, and in that being, they become your greatest spiritual teacher. The silence of a cat is not empty, it's full of acceptance, full of presence, full of an ancient knowing that peace isn't found in noise but in the spaces between. When your cat sits in stillness, they're not doing nothing, they're doing everything. They're modeling what your soul has been crying out to remember. This presence is just the beginning of their mission in your life. The fact that they're here, breathing beside you, purring against your skin, that's the first gift. But understand this, your cat's presence in your life isn't just about comfort. It's about something deeper, something that begins to transform who you are from the inside out. Something that, once you see it, changes everything about how you understand love, purpose, and the invisible threads that connect all souls across time. But we're not ready to talk about that yet. First, you need to understand what happens when their presence becomes something more. When the comfort they bring begins to heal wounds you didn't even know you were carrying. The wounds only a cat can mend. There's a kind of pain that words cannot reach. A grief that sits so deep in your bones that even your closest friends don't know how to hold space for it. A loneliness that exists even in crowded rooms. A brokenness that doesn't announce itself, but lives quietly beneath your smile. And then, there's a cat. Your cat. Who somehow knows exactly where it hurts. Have you noticed how your cat appears during your most vulnerable moments? When tears fall in the middle of the night and you think no one sees, they see. When your heart physically aches from loss, they feel it. When you're sitting on the bathroom floor, wondering if you can face another day, they're at the door, waiting to remind you that you're not walking this path alone. This isn't adorable pet behavior. This is spiritual assignment. This is a healer at work. Throughout history, cats have been recognized as natural healers in cultures around the world. Ancient Egyptian priests kept cats in healing temples, believing they absorbed negative energy and transformed it into something pure. Traditional Chinese medicine acknowledges that cats possess the ability to detect and balance disrupted qi in their environment. In European folk traditions, cats were kept in hospitals and healing centers not as mascots, but as essential members of the medical team. Modern science is finally catching up to what ancient wisdom always knew. Research published in medical journals has confirmed that living with a cat reduces cortisol levels, the stress hormone that wreaks havoc on our bodies. Studies show that cat owners have lower blood pressure, reduced risk of heart attack and stroke, and decreased symptoms of anxiety and depression. But here's what the studies can't fully measure: the soul-deep healing that happens when a living being offers you unconditional presence during your darkest hours. I want you to think about this. Your cat's purr vibrates at a frequency that promotes tissue regeneration and bone healing. Scientists have discovered that these same frequencies help reduce inflammation and accelerate recovery from injury. Your cat literally carries healing in their body. When they curl up on your chest, they're not just seeking warmth, they're administering medicine that modern science is only beginning to understand. But the healing goes deeper than physical. Let me share something with you. A woman once told me her story. Her name was Sarah, and she had lost her daughter in a tragic accident. The grief was so consuming that she couldn't function. She stopped eating, stopped sleeping, stopped wanting to continue. Friends and family tried to help, but their words, however loving, couldn't penetrate the wall of anguish she'd built around herself. One evening, a scraggly orange cat appeared at her back door. She ignored it. It came back the next night. And the next? Finally, more from exhaustion than compassion, she let it in and gave it food. The cat ate, then did something unexpected. It jumped onto her lap, looked directly into her eyes, and began to purr. Sarah said that in that moment, something broke open inside her. For the first time since her daughter's death, she cried, really cried. And the cat stayed. Through every wave of grief, every sob, every gasp for air, the cat remained pressed against her heart, purring steadily, like a gentle metronome guiding her back to the rhythm of life. That cat stayed with Sarah for 7 years. She told me that cat was sent to teach her how to survive, how to breathe again, how to believe that love doesn't end when physical presence does. When that orange cat passed peacefully in his sleep, Sarah was heartbroken, but she was also whole again. He had completed his mission. This is what I mean by divine assignment. Your cat didn't randomly wander into your life. They were sent with a specific purpose, carrying exactly the medicine you needed. Think about your own cat's personality. Are they fiercely independent, teaching you about healthy boundaries? Are they endlessly playful, reminding you not to take life so seriously? Are they anxious or traumatized from their past, showing you that healing is possible even after terrible things happen? Are they demanding and vocal, teaching you to ask for what you need without shame? Every trait, even the ones that frustrate you, is part of the curriculum. Your cat is a customized teacher, specifically designed for your unique wounds and your specific journey. Research conducted by the Human-Animal Bond Research Institute has documented something extraordinary. Shelter cats who've experienced trauma and abuse show remarkable recovery when placed with humans who are also healing from trauma. It's as if broken finds broken, and together they become whole. The cat learns to trust again. The human learns to love again. Both are transformed by the sacred exchange. There's a reason your cat came when they did. Not a year earlier, not a year later, but precisely when the universe knew you needed them most. A man named Michael adopted a 3-legged cat named Hope from a shelter. He chose her, he thought, because he felt sorry for her disability. But within weeks, he realized the truth. She had chosen him. Michael was a veteran struggling with PTSD, feeling broken and incomplete after losing his leg in combat. Hope taught him something profound, that being whole has nothing to do with having all your pieces. She ran, played, climbed, and lived with such joy and completeness that Michael began to see his own life differently. The cat he thought he was rescuing was actually rescuing him. This is the beautiful mystery of divine timing. The cat who arrives when you're battling depression. The kitten who shows up right after your divorce. The senior cat you adopt when you're grieving another loss. These aren't coincidences, they're appointments. Sacred meetings arranged by a force that loves you enough to send exactly what you need, wrapped in fur and whiskers. Your cat absorbs your pain. Energy workers and spiritual practitioners have long observed that cats have the ability to transmute negative energy. When your cat sits quietly near you during emotional distress, they're not being passive, they're actively working. They take in the heavy, dense energy of grief, fear, and anxiety, and through some mysterious alchemy within their being, they transform it. Have you ever noticed your cat grooming themselves extensively after spending time with you during a difficult moment? They're not just cleaning, they're releasing the energy they've absorbed on your behalf. They're performing a sacred ritual of purification, making themselves ready to serve you again. And here's what moves me most. They do this willingly, joyfully, without resentment or expectation of reward. This is love in its purest form. Service without condition, healing without agenda. The question isn't whether your cat is healing you. The question is, are you receiving it? Are you allowing yourself to be held by this small creature who carries ancient wisdom in their gaze? Are you opening your heart enough to let their purr vibrate through your defenses? Because here's the truth. Your cat is offering you something sacred every single day. A chance to be loved exactly as you are. A chance to practice receiving without earning. A chance to remember that you're worthy of tenderness even, especially when you feel most broken. But this healing you're experiencing, this gentle mending of wounds you thought were permanent. It's preparing you for something even more profound. Because the cat who heals you isn't just helping you survive this moment. They're awakening something ancient within you. A recognition that runs deeper than this lifetime, deeper than these circumstances, deeper than even you realize yet. Your cat knows something about you that you've forgotten. And everything, the timing of their arrival, the specific medicine they carry, the exact ways they comfort you, it's all building toward a revelation that will change how you see not just your cat, but yourself. The eyes that remember what you've forgotten. Look into your cat's eyes right now. Really look. What do you see there? Most people say they see wisdom, an ancient knowing, a depth that seems impossible for a creature who's only been alive a handful of years. You see it, don't you? That feeling that those eyes have witnessed centuries, not just seasons. That gaze that seems to recognize something in you that even you don't fully understand about yourself. What if that feeling isn't imagination? What if your soul and your cat's soul didn't meet for the first time the day they walked into your life? Stay with me here. I'm not asking you to believe anything that doesn't resonate with your own experience. I'm simply inviting you to consider what your heart already whispers when your cat stares at you with that inexplicable familiarity, as if saying, "I know you. I've always known you." There are moments between humans and cats that logic cannot explain. The instant connection when you lock eyes with a cat at a shelter and know, without question, that they're yours. The rescue cat who's been terrified of everyone for months, but walks directly to you and climbs into your lap. The kitten in a litter of 6 who chooses you while ignoring everyone else. These aren't random selections, they're recognitions. In spiritual traditions across the world, there's a concept that souls travel together across lifetimes. Not just human souls, but all souls, what some call soul families or soul groups. Beings who share profound connections and return to each other again and again in different forms to help each other grow and evolve. The love you feel for your cat that seems too vast for the time you've known them. Perhaps it's because you haven't just known them for 5 years or 10 years. Perhaps you've known them for lifetimes. A woman named Elena shared her story with me, and I still think about it often. She adopted a black cat named Shadow from a rescue organization. The moment she saw his photograph online, before even meeting him, she broke down crying. She couldn't explain why. When she went to meet him, Shadow walked past every other person in the room, sat directly in front of Elena, placed his paw on her knee, and stared into her eyes. She said it felt like coming home to someone she'd been searching for without knowing she was searching. Shadow had specific behaviors that seemed designed exactly for Elena's needs. She struggled with anxiety attacks, and Shadow could sense them before they fully emerged. He would position himself on her chest, his weight and warmth grounding her back to the present. He never did this with anyone else, only her. It was as if he'd been trained for this specific mission, except no one had trained him. He simply knew. Elena believes, and I find this beautiful, that Shadow had been with her before, perhaps in another form, perhaps in another life, and had returned to continue guiding her through her journey. Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, you cannot deny the power of a bond that feels older than the relationship itself. Your cat is teaching you lessons that feel specifically crafted for your growth. Isn't that curious? How one person's cat teaches patience through their aloofness, while another person's cat teaches playfulness through their endless energy. How your cat seems to embody exactly the qualities you need to learn, or mirrors exactly the patterns you need to see in yourself. Some spiritual teachers say that cats serve as mirrors for our souls. They reflect back to us what we need to integrate. If your cat is anxious, perhaps they're showing you your own unprocessed fear. If your cat is demanding, perhaps they're teaching you that your needs matter too. If your cat is independent, perhaps they're modeling the healthy boundaries you struggle to set. This isn't coincidence. It's curriculum designed specifically for you. I've heard from countless people who've experienced something profound, adopting a cat with trauma or behavioral issues that mirror their own struggles. A person recovering from abuse who rescues an abused cat. Someone learning to trust again who takes in a feral cat, learning the same lesson. Together, they heal. Together, they prove that transformation is possible. It's as if the universe said, "You need to see your own journey reflected back to you." Here's a teacher who understands because they're walking the same path. There's a concept in various wisdom traditions of spiritual contracts, agreements made at the soul level before we incarnate. The idea that certain beings agree to meet us at specific times to help us learn specific lessons. Your cat's presence in your life, especially if they arrive during a significant transition or challenge, might be the fulfillment of such an agreement. Think about the timing again. Really think about it. Your cat entered your life when they did, because that was exactly when you needed what they came to teach. Not the you that you show the world, but the you that you are in the quiet moments. The you that your cat sees completely and loves anyway. Research in animal cognition has shown that cats are far more perceptive than we once believed. They can read human facial expressions, detect subtle changes in our emotional states, and respond appropriately to our needs. But this goes beyond learned behavior. Cats demonstrate an intuitive understanding of their humans that seems to bypass normal learning processes, as if they already know us. A man named James told me about his cat, Luna, who appeared in his backyard exactly 1 week after his mother passed away. He'd been struggling with guilt, feeling that he hadn't been present enough during her final months. Luna was a small gray cat, the same color as his mother's hair. She wouldn't leave his side. She slept where his mother used to sleep when she visited. She had mannerisms that reminded him painfully of his mother's gentle presence. James doesn't claim that Luna is his mother reincarnated, but he does believe that Luna was sent by something, by someone, by the loving intelligence that orchestrates such meetings, to help him through his grief. Luna gave him something to care for when he felt purposeless. She gave him physical affection when he felt untouchable in his sorrow. She gave him routine when his world had collapsed into chaos. Whether Luna carried some essence of his mother's spirit, or whether she was simply a compassionate soul sent to fill the void, the result was the same. Healing that James needed desperately and received perfectly through this small creature who arrived at the precise moment his heart was breaking. Your cat sees you, not the version of you that goes to work or manages responsibilities. They see your soul, the part of you that exists beyond roles and masks and social performances. And in seeing you this way, they remind you of who you truly are beneath everything else. Have you noticed that your cat doesn't care about your accomplishments or failures? They don't love you more when you succeed or less when you struggle. Their love isn't transactional. It's not earned or lost based on your performance. It simply is. This is soul-level love, the kind that recognizes your essence and honors it without condition. This is what I believe. Your cat is teaching you how to see yourself the way they see you, with acceptance, with patience, with recognition of your inherent worth that has nothing to do with what you achieve or produce. They're modeling the kind of self-love that our world desperately tries to convince us we don't deserve. And here's what strikes me as deeply significant. Cats have been spiritually significant across virtually every major civilization in human history. Ancient Egypt, Japan, Norse mythology, Celtic traditions, Islamic culture, everywhere humans and cats have coexisted, cats have been recognized as sacred, mystical, spiritually attuned beings. This isn't cultural coincidence. This is collective recognition of truth. Perhaps humans have always known, at some deep level, that cats serve a purpose beyond companionship, that they're bridges between worlds, guides between dimensions, teachers dressed in fur and mystery. Tell me in the comments, have you ever felt that your cat knew you before you knew them? Have you experienced that shock of recognition, that sense of reunion rather than first meeting? I want to hear your story because these experiences matter. They're evidence of something beautiful and real that our culture often dismisses, but our hearts know to be true. Your cat didn't just appear randomly in your life and happen to be perfect for you. They were selected for you, or you were selected for them. A divine matchmaking of souls who needed each other, who'd perhaps walked together before, who agreed to meet again in this lifetime to continue the journey. But here's what I need you to understand. This recognition, this soul-deep bond you share with your cat, it's not just about feeling less alone or having a beloved companion, as precious as those things are. This connection you share is awakening something within you. Something that's been dormant, waiting for the right catalyst. Your cat isn't just in your life to comfort you or teach you or heal you, though they do all those things beautifully. They're here to prepare you, to expand you, to crack open something inside you that's been closed for so long you forgot it was there. And once it opens, once you fully understand why this specific soul came to you in this specific moment, everything about how you understand love, purpose, and your place in this vast, mysterious universe will never be the same. The question that changes everything. We've walked through the presence your cat brings, the healing they offer, the ancient recognition between your souls. But now we arrive at the question that ties everything together. Why this cat? Why now? Why you? Not someone else. Not another time. You. This moment. This specific soul in fur who sits beside you right now, breathing their quiet wisdom into your life. The answer is both simpler and more profound than you might imagine, because you were ready, because something in you called out for exactly what this cat carries, because your soul knew it was time to remember something you'd forgotten about who you truly are. Your cat is a mirror, not the kind that shows you your reflection, but the kind that shows you your essence. The part of you that exists beneath fear, beneath wounds, beneath all the layers you've built to protect yourself from a world that often feels too harsh. Watch how your cat loves you. There's no hesitation in it, no calculation, no keeping score. They don't love you more when you feed them on time or less when you're distracted. Their affection isn't a reward for good behavior. It simply exists, constant, uncomplicated, unconditional. This is the first teaching. You are worthy of love, not because of what you do, but because of what you are. How many of us have forgotten this? How many of us have spent years trying to earn love through achievement, through service, through making ourselves smaller or more convenient? Your cat is teaching you every single day that love doesn't work that way. Real love doesn't need to be earned. When you're having your worst day, when you feel like you failed at everything, your cat still curls up beside you, still purrs against your chest, still looks at you with those eyes that say, "I see you and you're enough." A woman named Rachel wrote to me about her battle with depression. She said there were mornings she couldn't find a single reason to get out of bed, except her cat, Milo, needed breakfast. That small act of caring for another being gave her just enough momentum to make it through one more day. But one morning, as she fed Milo while tears streamed down her face, he did something unexpected. He left his food bowl, walked over to her, and placed both paws on her leg. He stared up at her with such intensity that she felt something crack open inside her chest. She realized Milo didn't need her to be happy to love her. He loved her in her brokenness, in her mess, in her darkest moments. And if this small being could love her that completely, perhaps she was more lovable than she'd believed. That moment became the turning point in her healing, the beginning of self-compassion, the beginning of believing she deserved to take up space. This is what your cat came to teach you, how to receive. So many of us know how to give. We're experts at pouring ourselves out for others. But receiving? Accepting love without immediately trying to repay it or prove we're worthy? That's terrifying, Your cat is a daily practice in receiving. Every time they curl up in your lap, they're offering their trust and asking nothing in return except that you allow it. Every purr is an invitation. Let yourself be loved. You don't have to do anything, just be. When you learn to receive love from your cat without guilt, you begin to open yourself to receiving love from the universe itself, from life, from the divine intelligence that placed this cat in your path. But the teaching goes even deeper. Your cat is also preparing you to love more expansively. You learn to love this being who doesn't speak your language, who has completely different needs, who experiences the world in ways you can barely imagine. You learn to attune yourself to subtle cues, to respect boundaries, to offer affection in the way they receive it best. This is advanced spiritual practice disguised as pet ownership. You're learning empathy, stepping outside your own experience to honor another being's reality. You're learning patience, that love doesn't bend others to your will, but meets them where they are. You're learning presence, that the greatest gift is your full attention. These lessons ripple outward. The patience you practice with your cat becomes patience with yourself, with others, with the pace of your own healing. The unconditional acceptance you offer your cat extends to your own imperfections. The presence you cultivate while stroking their fur becomes a doorway to presence in all areas of your life. Research at Purdue University's Center for the Human-Animal Bond has documented that caring for a pet increases oxytocin levels and enhances our capacity for empathy and compassion toward all beings. Your relationship with your cat is literally rewiring your brain for greater love. This is why your cat came now, not 5 years ago when you weren't ready. Not 5 years from now when you'll need different lessons, but now, when your soul was ready to expand in exactly this way. And here's the beautiful reciprocity. You were also sent to your cat. While your cat heals you, you're doing the same for them. You're giving them safety after uncertainty. You're offering them love after abandonment. You're showing them that trust can be rebuilt. A man named David adopted a senior cat named Smokey, who'd been returned 3 times, labeled difficult. David saw a soul tired of being rejected. He gave Smokey something revolutionary: time, space, and patience without pressure. For 6 months, Smokey hid under the bed. David didn't force him out. He just talked softly, left food nearby, sat on the floor reading aloud. Slowly, Smokey emerged. Then one evening, he walked across the room and climbed into David's lap. David cried, because he realized this was exactly the patience he'd needed to show himself. In teaching Smokey that he was safe and loved, David was teaching himself the same lesson. They healed each other. 2 souls, both believing they were broken, discovering they were simply waiting for someone who could see their worth. This is the sacred contract between you and your cat, mutual awakening, your partners in transformation. Your cat's mission is to awaken you to love, and your mission is to awaken your cat to trust. So why this cat? Because they carry the exact frequency of love you needed to hear. Why now? Because this is your season of awakening. This is the chapter where you learn that you're worthy of unconditional love. Why you? Because you have the capacity to receive these teachings. Because your heart, despite everything, is still open enough to let a small creature crack it even wider. I want you to do something right now. If your cat is near you, reach out and touch them gently. Feel their warmth, their presence. Say thank you for everything they've taught you, everything they've healed, everything they've awakened. Tell me in the comments, what has your cat awakened in you? Because your story matters, and sharing it might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. This path you're walking with your cat, it's about what you become through this love. The person who can receive without earning, who can love without controlling, who can be present without needing to fix or change. This version of you goes out into the world and loves more broadly, forgives more easily, sees the sacred in the ordinary. Your cat is making you more human by teaching you to be more present, more compassionate, more capable of wonder. They're cracking open your heart so that more light can pour in, and so that more light can pour out from you into a world that desperately needs people who know how to love without condition. God, or the universe, or whatever name you give to that loving presence, didn't send you just a pet. God sent you a teacher, a healer, a mirror, and a key. A key to unlock the part of yourself that's been waiting to remember that you're loved, you're seen, you're enough. Every purr is a prayer. Every soft paw on your cheek is a blessing. Every moment of presence is a doorway to the divine. Your cat is a living reminder that you're never alone, that you're deeply loved, that grace appears in the most unexpected forms. So the next time your cat settles beside you, recognize what's really happening. This is a sacred encounter. This is love in its purest form, whispering the truth your soul has always known. You are loved. You are seen. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And you're not walking this path alone. If these words resonated with your heart, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to this channel, so you don't miss the reminders that the ordinary moments of life are infused with extraordinary grace. Until we meet again, may you and your beloved feline companion continue walking this sacred path together, awakening each other to love, one quiet moment at a time.